Hello everyone, welcome to Paradise, and we're back at it on Out of the Abyss by Wizards of the Coast. It's been a little while, had some other stuff going on for a bit, but we're hitting it back, and we'll just kind of get right into it. I'm going to do a quick recap. It wasn't too crazy, but yeah, so as you know, the adventurers Joran Chosen and Zarlo Lightfoot, right?
Yeah.
Lightfoot. All right, yeah. Basically, I'm gonna just start from the beginning real quick. They were captured in the in the Underdark by some drow, managed to find their way out of their captivity, and have traversed the Underdark. Went through Slubladop, went through Gracklestube, went through Neverlight Grove, and on their way from Neverlight Grove to Blingdenstone, which is, in a way, one of their party members' homes, Jimjar, who is a little rock gnome. We now have a little mini. He's very mini. He's the size of my last knuckle on my index finger.
Super fuzzy. Super go down a little bit. Yeah, okay, now go forward. Okay, now go back.
Back.
Let me try this one. You keep going.
Yeah, and so they
Just kidding.
They were kind of going through the caverns and found themselves in a kind of tube-like formation that was going over the Dark Lake, and they got really close to Blingdenstone, but on their way through, they had the caverns collapse on them and opened up a new area, which they realized was actually filling with water rather quickly. And so they found their way through this whole place, and in their little journey, they found a sentient gelatinous cube named Glabagool, who is very slow, but was willing to wander with them, and kind of help them get out of the oozing temple. And yeah, so water kept rising. They used that to their advantage to get out of the dungeon and took a long rest. And on their way to Blingdenstone. So that's where we are right now. You had found a little cavern to kind of rest up and chill after getting kind of smacked around a little bit by some black pudding. And yeah, so I'm going to let you guys figure out what you're going to do, how we're going to proceed.
Jimjar, do you know how far away we are?
Well, I kind of recognize these little caverns. There's all these little outcrops that you can see of this moss. And if I'm right, he's gonna kind of wander around this little. He's gonna take a turn and just kind of touching the wall. And he finds this little indention within the moss, within the bioluminescent moss that's there, where he had actually carved into it as his own way of keeping track of his journey. And he's like, I think I know exactly where we are, or pretty darn close. We just keep touching the moss, and when you feel, and he's gonna bring you both over and have you run your hand along the moss, and you'll feel there's this carpet of moss, and then all of a sudden it's just underneath it you can just feel the actual cavern wall. And so that's going to be kind of your method of getting through his way out. It was his original kind of plan to just kind of stick near Blingdenstone. Maybe he could sneak back in, you know? But yeah, he's I only did this for a little while. I I kind of gave up on it. The defenses around the city got a little more than I wanted to deal with to get back home.
What do you mean? What kind of defenses do they have?
Well, you know, at some point long ago, we got our asses kicked and had to leave Blingdenstone. We trusted the Drow, and we got fucked up because Drow are bastards. And yeah, so we had to leave, but then we came back, and it's been kind of taken over. So we put up some defenses around the city so that we could kind of, you know, revive the town.
Okay.
I don't know what's happened since, but there are mages.
So, remind me, do you remember our plan to get in there? Because he didn't want to go. And we were like, oh no, it's okay, because we're going to do this.
Oh, what did we decide?
You made him a mask.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
You made him a mask.
that's right.
I think you did, right?
I carved it, and it looked like the one, the Re-Dead mask from Majora's Mask.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I think we were just going to
Yeah.
sneak in with him because
Yeah.
nobody there
And-
knows us.
Yeah, and they're welcoming-ish to strangers.
Yeah.
Welcoming-ish.
Yeah.
They're like you know just from Jim Jar's personality that welcoming isn't necessarily the same as like what it means to you and me.
Yeah.
Like you would assume it's somewhere along the lines of like the Kuatoans, who kind of boarded you and like manhandled you where they wanted you to go.
Yeah.
It's somewhere between like that and Neverlight Grove.
Okay.
That's what like you would kind of assume is like
better than whatever that place was.
Ubladoc.
Velkenveld.
Velkenveld?
The original place.
Everything is better than Velkenveld.
Well, better than the Durgar place too.
Oh, Gracklestew?
Yeah, Gracklestew.
Yeah. Gracklestew was the one with, like, the smoke everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the one that was just like, you could see it.
That was one
from
where we got in
afar.
trouble in less than like 6 hours.
Oh, yeah, with the weapons, right? That's
Yeah.
where we stole all the weapons.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that now.
Okay. Let's follow the etchings and see where that leads us.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so let's go ahead and do survival check from you, Doran.
Natural 20 for 24.
Okay, that is freaking sick. Yeah, because obviously it's been a good while. The moss has had time to kind of regrow. So you like intellectually you're able to kind of, as you feel, you're like there is new moss here, but I know it's new moss, and most likely because of Jim Jar carving it at one point, and now it's regrown.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to kind of lead the party through for about a day. Let's say about a day. I think I told you it's like 3 days away.
Okay.
Last time. So yeah, you get one whole day through. Jim Jar, once he gets to this point, is like, yeah, this is feeling real familiar. I think we're on the right track, honestly. And he just looks around and he's like, I hate these caves.
Getting a little homesick then.
Kind of. You know, I don't want to cause everyone stress. They didn't like my gambling. You know me. I like to gamble. But yeah, they thought I was crazy for it. I don't think I'm crazy. I bet you don't. And he just gives you this creepy ass grin.
More sane than most people who've wandered with us.
Yeah.
To be that.
Way more sane than Bupido. What a freak!
He was the one who was like eating people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he ate.
He ate Prince
Zombie
Harold.
man. Oh god, he ate the. Oh, but the fake prince. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, he ate him, and he thought he was a god of some sort. Yep.
And ran straight at the Demigorgon, I think. He like ran
Oh,
straight
yeah.
there. Was like,
Yep. Cool. Yeah. So you guys get through for the next day, and you don't find too much, but you do see as you like get further and further down this path, you do see like splatterings of blood as you're going. You see this like along the cave walls, like something large had been going through it.
And like they're like smeared, like it was scraping its way through, or is it more like
no, like I'm too big, but I can freaking force myself through.
Okay. Can I tell what kind of blood it might be? Like what it might have come from?
Roll me a medicine.
Nice. Oh, that's not bad.
hey.
Let's see. Medicine is wisdom, and I have proficiency. See, this is why I don't love this book. So it's 23.
Okay, yeah. You've seen this before. You've seen this blood before. It's like this nasty, like greenish brown
Ew.
blood.
I've seen this blood before. It's nasty and greenish brown. As you can see on the wall.
Man, your ability to discern color in the dark is uncanny.
What can I say?
Is it?
Thank you.
Take my finger and. Is it the? Is it the same as like that thing that was guarding, or not guarding, but like hiding outside Neverlight Grove?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Wait, what was that?
It was like a lesser demon.
It was a chasm demon.
Oh yeah.
The one with the big
we
ass-
fought it, right?
Yep.
God damn, why can't I remember any of this?
Is
It's
it?
been a long time.
Is it still fresh?
Especially since that.
Is it dried?
That was
Is it?
my next question.
So like you can. This is where it gets kind of gross, but there's dry blood, and there's slightly newer blood.
Like this is a path it's traveled before. Like it travels maybe frequently.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe frequently.
Okay. It's like layered on, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Like why would it do this?
Nervous pacing.
Can I check the forensics and see which direction it looks like it travels?
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be a high one. Go ahead and roll me a medicine check.
Roll me a forensics check.
Actually, investigation. Do an investigation.
Survival? Because it's kind of like tracking?
It's kind of like tracking. It's kind of like investigating the way that, like, it like, when did it... Yeah. Survival or... Did you get a 1?
No, I got a 2.
Okay.
You sure it's not a 7?
It doesn't
With a
matter
curl at the
anyway.
bottom.
Yeah, it's definitely been through this tunnel. A few times, at least.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Or maybe there's been, like, 10 of them. You never know.
Oh,
oh, God.
What if this is like a migration path?
Yeah.
Damn, yo.
I think that I would like to travel at a medium pace.
Are you going at a medium pace as in Glabagool is keeping up with you?
Yeah, I mean, we would,
Yeah.
slow, medium,
Okay.
whatever, we would, total club.
I mean, I feel like we would kind of walk a little bit ahead because Jim Jar is also small and has a slower movement
He's
speed
about
too,
he's
right?
as fast as you. You have
Because
25
we have,
feet, right?
because we're also small
Yeah.
and we have. Okay.
We're slow.
Cool.
He's
So
he's got a 25-foot. Yeah.
and then Goopy guy.
Glabagool.
15.
I thought it was 20.
It's 15.
15. Okay.
He's slow
So
as fuck.
so I imagine that we would like be kind of going ahead and he's kind of trailing along and kind of like then we just like stop. Like when you're on a hike and there's someone who goes with you who clearly is not a hiker,
Yeah.
and you're like walking up, and you're like, I'm going against the tree for a little bit, and then we kind of
That
go, and
makes
then we
sense,
set a
yeah.
rock, like.
And it can like kind of speak with you the whole time too.
Mhm.
So like, and it probably would kind of ask you questions. I don't know how to exactly roleplay Gelatinous Cube, but I think I think one of the things that let's just say you kind of get to one of those stopping points and it's just like, you know, trying to catch up to you, and
But it wouldn't have lungs though.
no, it wouldn't.
No, it just makes a squelching sound as it like
No, it still has
undulates.
the drow lungs in it. No. It has the rib cage probably like kind of melting down.
Oh, God.
It looks like yeah, I think one of the things it would ask is obviously it's like in your head. It's probably kind of. Have you ever met another cube such as me?
We've met several cubes in our lives, but they've mostly not talked. They've mostly just tried to eat us. So
Oh.
no, the answer would be no.
Okay. So I am not.
Oh, wait.
I am not the typical experience then.
No.
Go ahead.
We're like, no.
Double meaning.
Double no. Double no.
Did one of you create me?
I certainly didn't. I don't know that I would know how.
I'd like to say yes, but I did not.
Oh. I
But-
wonder who did.
I think maybe something is. If I had to guess, there's something special in your genetics that makes it to where when you consume the ability to understand, and the more you consume, the more you can understand. But then it's gonna become this vicious cycle where you consume to understand more, and then you understand how much pain you're creating, and it causes you pain.
This sounds like a terrible existence.
I mean,
Really, Jordan, stop
welcome
it.
to life. Welcome to being alive and sentient.
Welcome to sentience, bitch. And so yeah, you guys wait. He catches up. You do this little dance. You guys just feel kind of nice, honestly. Just kind of hanging
That's a
out.
lot of dice.
I was just gonna say, Jesus.
It's all my dice. All of them.
You take 256 points of surprise damage.
Surprise. Roll up new characters. We'll be right back.
Yeah, and so like as you like stop, you turn around, and you're like watching as Glaboogle's kind of like coming towards you. It's really difficult to see the outline of the cube. It's kind of clear, but there's obviously like different colorations just due to like blood being in there and different materials that have had the misfortune of going inside of the cube. So you're able to see this slight shimmer and then no shimmer on the outside of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of your way of knowing where Glabagul is. And when you take a look, you notice actually, give me like a perception check.
13.
Cool.
18.
Okay, yeah. Easy enough to kind of just put it together. You see the edges, you see it pretty much fills the tunnel that you're in. It is like something would have to crawl along the ceiling and not be very tall in order to like get through.
Cool.
So you have this kind of like feeling of almost like an alarm behind you, like something will scream if it's running at you because it's gonna run into Glabagul and get fucked up. And then like on the sides, you could probably like only a little rat could fit through. It's a pretty tight space because you guys are going one after the other. Speaking of which, who's in front? Who's in back?
I'm in front.
In front. Jim Jar's behind you. You're in back. In front of Clavicle.
Right.
There's no point in you being behind Clavicle.
Also, this is gonna have
It's
to be
like
the
when-
new Zarlo because I legit cannot find my mini.
Okay.
It is gone. I have no idea where it is. So this will do.
It's like getting stuck behind that person at Walmart. They're just like,
Yep.
To be behind Gladible.
yeah.
Yeah. So, plus you went in first anyway because you were up there.
Yeah.
Clavicle was like trailing behind. Please let me get there before the water. Yeah. So you guys get around. Give me survival checks, Arlo.
Oh, natural 20.
Yeah.
So survival would be 22.
With you got a natural 20 on yours as well, right?
I did, yeah.
All right. With that,
We're surviving out here.
you guys are the cream de la crop of getting through the Underdark at this point. You know exactly what to look for. You know how to get anywhere you want. And you're gonna be like on the outskirts. At this point, Jim Joe's just like, this cave over here. Like, this is where we go if we're going to Blingdenstone. Be careful. You know, we're pretty sly folk. Just watch your footing. You never know what might have. You know, there might be traps. There might be some sort of fuckery around here.
Do we have
Alright.
any metal, like plating? Do you have any metal
To
plating?
my knowledge, neither of you do.
I'd like to make like a sign that says, "Hello, my name is Gabagool, I'm friendly."
And just like tack it on, like slowly like sink in. I mean, we're ahead, so you know.
I mean, I guess I'll look for like a flat rock or something.
Okay. Easy enough.
Okay, make that sign.
Not necessarily like flat. Like it will probably roll around, but you figure, okay, that's not a big deal.
Yeah,
I have paper.
you'll probably destroy the paper.
True.
Yeah. So you're just gonna use another rock and just kind of right into it.
I'm just gonna like sort of just throw it. Gabagool, catch!
So you throw a rock. Did you like write in it
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah. Hello, my name is Gabagool. I'm friendly. Smile.
Happy smiley.
Okay. Yeah. And it doesn't like roll quickly within him or anything. It just like you see it hit the like outside of him and then just and then it just goes inside of the cube and it just slowly just doing
Stumbles.
this like it's doing this like axis like axial turn that is very slow. You figure as long as someone looks at it the right way and it's coming around so they can see it that someone like they should be able to read it without being like, I need to fucking kill this cube right now.
There's a chance. Increases the odds. Shall we?
Let's do this.
Okay. So from where, the direction you guys are coming, which is south to north, as far as the map goes, I don't really know if it's actually south and north, but we're going south to north. You kind of come through this cave, and it opens into this wider mouth that, like really narrows a lot. Hi, buddy. Hello.
Your turn.
I can't think.
Tell him to go lay down.
Go lay down. Go, buddy. That's our gelatinous cube. Hey, go lay down. He's like, me? Yes. Yeah, so you get to this narrowed spot. Perception checks from both of you. Actually?
No.
Yeah, perception check.
14.
14.
18.
18. Okay. And you're in front, so that's good. So as you like kind of get to this like the most narrow part of this, you realize there is a significant just drop. And so you have about a 1 foot drop right in front of you.
Oh.
And there's spikes coming out.
Huh.
Loads of spikes, but there's this small spot going like off and to the left, like you crawl through it almost, where you can fit under the spikes and go, but these spikes are just like protruding through this gap.
Okay. So there is just a path that we can take.
There is a path, and with your perception check, you do see flesh and greenish brown blood.
Okay. Cool. So, so this thing probably raked the cave crawler or whatever he's called.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You figure you've got intelligence up the wazoo. You figure as you're taking a look, this is the since you know there's this giant cliff, and you're like overlooking what you would imagine is Blingdenstone. You imagine like most creatures that have to walk, it's a lot harder to get down. But anything that can fly, this is their way of defending from that. Because if something's gonna fly over the city, and there's just this like swarm that comes in, they're probably fucked.
Yeah.
So they have all these spikes as a deterrent to any like flying demons or whatever might be coming.
Okay. So we're gonna need to go around.
Yeah, so you can go through this. Do you kind of crawl through a little?
Yeah. I'm just gonna call out to the group and let them know there are spikes here and quite dangerous. So I'm gonna go through. Follow me. But what about our friend? How are we gonna get him through?
Do spikes hurt you, friend?
I don't know. I don't think I've run into spikes before.
Sure, maybe he could just like split around or eat the spikes. I don't know.
Friend, can you change your shape and size like oozes can? Like our black pudding friend.
I haven't tried.
Maybe you can just get really, really long and really small and narrow and go through.
I will try.
Okay.
You go first.
Alright, I'm gonna crawl through.
Okay. So you crawl through. And are you going kind of quick or kind of slow?
I'm going cautiously because I want to make sure that nothing like falls out from underneath me or anything like that, and so I don't nick the spikes as I go by.
So right away, the first thing that you see, you come out and there's like a small landing.
Okay.
There's no spikes, there's no nothing, you just have this small spot. And you stand up and you look around and you've got just it's not steps, it's just a slide.
Oh, cool.
And it's a slide straight into just a wall at the bottom.
Alright.
You see a landing at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
You have 60 feet of dark vision. Neither of you have 120, right?
No.
I
think I only have 30.
No, I have 90.
Okay.
I only took one of the dark vision things, so
Okay.
I don't think I have.
Yeah, you have 30 then.
Where
So
are
as
they?
you...
Oh, no, I have 60. I have 60.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So like you are probably like right behind him, like in the crawl space, and Zalo's standing up. You see a landing, and you don't see like anything else. You don't know what's past it. So you know there's a spot, at least to land. As far as you can tell, it should be fine. The slide is definitely, you can, just by looking at it, it's fast.
Okay. I don't trust that landing. Why would they have just a regular landing here? It doesn't make sense. Theoretically, like, if it were me, I would build this thing where there's a slide and you think you're safe and good to go, and then the floor like drops out from underneath you or something. So I don't know what we should do.
I look for a little rock that I can drop on the slide and listen. See
Okay.
if it drops or if it just stops on the landing.
You let it go down the slide. It just tumbles. Clack, 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 thunk.
Did it sound hollow?
No,
Okay.
it sounds like it hits a wall. How big of a rock did you send up?
Like that big.
Yeah. And yeah, you hear it hit a wall.
I imagine that it would need to be something heavy to put pressure on the ground to make it like fall out from underneath.
So what else
I
is
have an
here?
idea. I can go down the slide, and if it looks like things are going to go south, I will just create a spider web beneath me to catch my fall.
How far is the slide? Like how long is it to the?
You see about 5 feet of the landing. It's six.
Okay.
It's 55
So it's
feet of. No, you don't. He sees.
Yeah.
What do I see?
Oh, that's a good point. I forgot you have 90. I'm gonna have to get used to that. 60, 90. You see, there's a 5-foot space and more spikes on the wall. These ones are much more hardcore for a humanoid. Anything that wouldn't be able to see this and can't slow themselves down on the slide is going straight into metal spikes.
Okay.
Cool. Good to know. Good thing I didn't just jump in.
Because as you would slide down, your feet would hit the landing, and you would just thunk, just kind of flick up.
The inertia.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my bow's ability. I'm gonna aim for the tip of its range.
Okay.
And I'm gonna over to the 30-foot area. And I imagine I'm still a little bit on the slide, but I shouldn't be gaining as much momentum as I would if I started.
That's super
And then
smart.
I'm gonna try to slow myself down before I hit.
Do it. Give me a dexterity. This is a check.
10 plus 4. Check or saving throw?
Check.
14.
Okay, that's good enough. Yeah. So I imagine you kind of like get onto the slide, and you have your bow ready. You kind of start the slide, and then you release, and then you end up there. But you're not like sliding once you start back, so you have this like much less. You have way less speed than anyone else would have. And yeah, you hit the bottom, and you like lunge a little bit, but you're able to like. And you like hold onto the wall, and you're good.
Okay.
You're on the landing.
Alright.
You alright down there?
I am.
So that was cool for
Okay.
you.
I might be able to. At 10 feet of rope.
I still think my plan will work.
What's your plan?
I'll slide down, and halfway down I'll create a web at the very end, and then we can all just fall into the web.
Okay. If you want.
Alright. Stand close to the slide.
At this point, as you're like talking, Jim Jar's already like going.
Oh, shit.
He's got his daggers, and he's just like dum 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 dum
Oh.
dum 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 dum. Just like rock climbing champ over here, you know.
Oh, that's right.
And that's his way of kind of like just like.
I could also do a rope trick for you if you want. That's kind of a waste.
No, don't. It's fine. Alright. I'm gonna slide down. Oh, sorry. I just stepped on a dog's tail. I'm gonna slide down, and, about halfway down, I should be able to see the spikes and Joran by this point. So, upon seeing I'm going to create a web in the space between Jordan and the spikes
Okay.
that attaches to the walls and ceiling to stop our fall.
Okay. It's going to be to the floor. You're going to have this, like, this is the web that you'd be able to create because there is no ceiling.
Okay.
This is just an open-ass cavern.
Oh. Okay. Are there no wall? Are there walls?
There is a wall, yeah.
Okay.
You're against a wall and then the slide.
So I just, I only need 2 points to anchor it. So if I can just anchor it to the 2 sides.
Yeah, it's like angled.
Cool.
So you have like a quarter of a square.
Okay.
So as long as you're like against the wall and doing the slide, then you just hit right in like the base of it.
Cool.
Um,
All right, I'll mark that spell slot off.
So yeah, you slide in, hit the web, and then you just see like you look up, and you probably kind of like get up and stretch, get the web gone or take a web down, and you look up and you're waiting for Glabagool, and you see Glabagool.
Oh shit!
Move. I think what I would try to do is leave the web up and get out and to the side so that it could catch Glabagool as well.
Do you need to save
I think I do.
your own thing to get out of it? Do it.
This is terrible.
Can I help with that?
It's a strength save, I think.
Assist.
You said that you did it on the back side of Doran, right?
Yeah.
Like
So he's on the same side as.
Okay. Yeah. Then you are able to help.
Okay, go ahead and take advantage on that.
Yeah.
Let me just double check and make sure it actually is a strength save. Look, see, that's what it looks like.
Oh hell yeah.
Gross. Interested during a turn, let's make a dex saving throw. So I willfully fail my dexterity saving throw by going into it. So now I'm restrained because that's what I wanted, and then I'll do a strength check to get out. Son of a bitch! I got 1 and a 2.
Unfort. But Glabagool's so slow.
I could theoretically make this every 6 seconds. If we're thinking about combat turn, I could try to get out every 6 seconds as he's coming down.
Yeah, because I'm imagining he's got a lot of friction.
Well, he's gooey, sticky, right?
He's sticky, but I'm trying to like kind of picture this. Is he able to? I'm imagining this incline like this,
like a 6%,
like a 45-degree angle.
Okay.
And is he going to be able to just, as a square, just go down? Or is he going to...
I guess it depends how solid he is, right? And how sticky he is, how slimy he is.
I would assume he's pretty damn sticky. I mean, you can't get out of him.
Right.
You can, but you have to make a pretty solid check to get out of it. I'm going to say he doesn't tumble into you.
Okay.
In which case, he's able to basically just at his movement speed go.
Okay.
Which means, yeah, you have 4 more opportunities to just get yourself out.
I think a 14 is gonna work.
Give it a plus.
Oh shoot, no, it's not gonna work.
No.
No.
Alright, see ya!
That's 3.
Yeah. Oh, I have 1 more.
You have
I'm not helping with this one.
Really?
Because, no, I'm like, shit,
Right.
I want to get out of the way.
So, for reference, my spell save DC is 17 now, so I have to roll a 17
You
on
also,
this,
like...
or higher, because I have no modifiers.
Also, drop it.
Yeah, you're watching him go super slowly.
It doesn't need to catch him. I'm just going to roll one more time anyway. Oh, it's a 16!
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so I'm just like... And then it just vanishes.
You're like, okay, whatever. He'd melt this thing anyway. Okay, so yeah, now you're here. You have gotten to this landing. Neither of you can quite see the ground. You can perceive the, like, you know that the city's down there because there's light coming from it. But directly below you, you have no idea. Anyone remember Return of the King? Lord of the
Which
Rings?
part?
When
Book or movie?
movie?
Okay.
When
okay.
Frodo, Smeagol, and Sam are going up the stairs to Shelob,
Yeah.
that is basically what you're doing now. This terrifying staircase.
Yeah.
It's a secondary measure that they've created where they made themselves a way up. They know their way up, but anyone who isn't like well versed in getting down something like this is gonna be like, it's just their secondary form of defense. You know, like you're gonna fall to your doom,
Okay.
but you're here.
Jim Jar, you're leading. Take us down this thing. I assume you know how?
This wasn't quite like this before,
Oh.
but yeah,
So it's new, is what you're saying.
these stairs were definitely bigger before. Just be real careful.
Do they look broken?
They look like intentionally destroyed in certain spots.
Okay, not like something was trying to climb up and then caused a...
No,
Okay.
like there's half of a step missing in certain
Okay.
spots, so that like someone who isn't paying enough attention would reach their foot down and like expect the stair to be there, and then just like miss their footing and maybe drop to
Okay.
their fucking.
So we just need to be careful.
Do you have any rope?
I don't think so.
All I have is 10 feet.
Let me check this. This is probably more up to date.
No? Okay.
No rope for me.
I guess I'm gonna use my handy dandy chain.
Okay.
And I'm gonna like tie all of us together. Except for the gelatinous cube.
Who is sticky and who won't fall.
Yeah. Like, you gotta figure out how to make yourself skinny and do all this on your own. We got to worry about us.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll him once. That's a nat 20.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna use that. He is able to just get all the way down, and he'll just kind of chill behind and wait, and he's just able to like to the wall and to the floor, and he's just able to like all the way
Just
down.
imagine like an octopus sound.
Yep.
Like squelching,
Yeah.
really gross.
Just way nastier suction cups.
I'm just picturing like if you're throwing Jello against the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Why have you two thrown Jello against the wall?
not necessarily Jello, but you know those little like splat things that you
Oh yeah,
like,
like
the
the
hands
snot.
and shit.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
or like the snot.
Gack
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the early
Yeah,
90s.
yeah.
Remember, like,
slap it on himself.
Yes. I loved that stuff. Mom hated it.
Yeah, I'm sure she did. Okay, so. Oh yeah, I'm gonna like we're climbers. We're gonna tie each other
So
together.
if one goes down,
So
we
if one
all
go
goes
down,
down.
we-
We all go down.
We plant and hold.
That sounds good. What's our order? What order are we going in?
I'll go first.
Who's
Since,
better in like perception and stuff
no,
like that?
I don't know. I'm fairly perceptive. However, I think we need to have the strongest be the anchor. Is the anchor the middle
Anchor's
or the
back.
anchor's back?
The anchor's back.
Okay, so I'll be back.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely not strong.
I'm not very
Well-
strong, but I'm probably stronger than Jim Jar.
Yeah, probably.
So from where you are at this point, you do not see an end to the stairs. It's too dark.
Okay.
Jim
Jim Jar goes first.
Jar can go first.
Sure.
And he's almost like a little anchor himself. If it wasn't for he's not strong at all, but he's able to like really dig in
Yeah.
with his daggers
Okay.
and use them to really like be secure. You imagine if everyone falls, that's not gonna help you in any way. It's just kind of his like way to.
Right, but it's an anchored front and back, so if middle falls, and it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Also, I should remind you that we have been blessed by the Raven Queen. So
I have.
I have too.
Yeah.
So, if need be. Oh, also, I can fly. I've also been
Oh, yeah.
blessed by the Celestials.
You've got wings recently.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, recently I've acquired celestial wings.
I can also climb.
So
So are you adjusting your way of getting there?
no, I don't think so. I still think it's a good. Like I don't want to use these abilities just willy nilly in case
Okay.
we need them, you know.
Plus
But if we need
your
them, we
wings
can
are like
activate.
bright as fuck, right?
They are.
They're like.
Yep. They are. Did you ever play the GameCube game Tales of Symphonia?
Yes.
Okay, so remember Colette with her angelic wings?
Yeah.
Like that.
Okay.
They're like iridescent, glowy as fuck. Like,
And you're able to like switch the look, right? I
Yeah.
feel like you did like a
Mhm.
moth last time.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they can look however I want them to.
Cool.
But
Okay.
they do give me flying speed. So
Okay.
so basically what I'm saying, Jordan, is
Yeah.
if one goes down and we cannot we have ways of like we can get ourselves back up. I can fly down and catch somebody if need be. We can I also have Featherfold prepared, like we'll be good.
I think so. But just in case, this makes me feel better.
Yes.
So I'm gonna have you do. Stop.
It's got deft explorer.
Go lay down.
What does that do?
Good boy. I'm gonna have you do a group acrobatics check.
Alright.
You both and Jim Jar.
Acrobatics. Oh, cool. Oh, no. Oh, that's a 7. Okay. So I got an 11.
Acrobatics, I got 20.
And you save it. Ginger didn't get in that one, but it was close enough that you guys are in danger there. So I'm gonna say you're able to get. Let's do it at Zarlo's visual range. We'll do a check for every 60 feet.
Guess what?
What?
My walking speed is better now.
What is this, a favorite terrain or something?
No. I reached level 6, so
Oh, okay.
I can climb and swim and increase by 5 feet, so
Nice.
Wow. So you are now faster than us.
30 feet.
Hell yeah. Yeah. So you guys get to this next stair space, and Jim Jar is in the front, which means no, I think Jim Jar has actually 90 feet as well. Let me just double check that. He has 120 feet. Okay.
Holy crap.
So now, a little bit after you guys kind of started, probably about 30 feet after you started, Jim Jar is like, I see another landing spot. I see another place we can kind of hang out. From him, it's 60 feet. It's 60 more feet from him. And I'm assuming you're like 5 foot spread out.
Mhm.
So yeah, let's just do one more acrobatics check.
Oh.
Hey!
Huh?
22.
22! We have the same dexterity, I forgot.
That's cool.
Jim Jar got a 14, but 22, and 14, that's perfect. You guys get to the next landing spot. And from here, how long is your chain?
40 feet. So we probably have 10
10
feet between
each.
each of us, and then the rest wrapped around.
Yeah. Let's just do one more acrobatics check to get all the way down. It's a good ways, but I don't want to do this over and over.
19.
18.
Okay, yeah. So you guys get down to the actual ground level, and this thing is like winding this way, like coming out of the wall a little bit. And so you get down, and well, here you are. What's his face? Glabagool is coming.
I mean, he probably could have he can stick to walls, right? He probably could have just.
No, he wants to be part of it. Glabagool, he's sentient, but not necessarily understanding that he's a gelatinous cube. Like, he wants to partake in the social interaction you guys
Okay.
have just been having.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's still kind of doing that, but down the stairs.
I find it weird that Glabagool and Stool are my favorite NPCs in this campaign. Okay, so are we in the city?
You're not in
Where,
the city.
where, like, so we've gotten to the bottom.
You've gone to the bottom.
What's around?
You've got... So it's kind of... And you would know from looking up at the top, there's like a ring around the city.
Okay.
And it's probably like... This is an enormous cavern. Huge. You've probably got like 200 feet between the wall and the city.
Okay.
All the way around.
Okay.
And roll me a perception check.
Nope.
Okay.
1.
Natural one?
Yeah.
Me too, or just him?
You're looking too, right? I mean, you get down, you take a look around, yeah.
21.
Okay, 21. You see all over the place, everywhere, these little mounds that are coming out of the ground. Rock mounds
Okay.
coming out. And that's just, it's like a field surrounding the entirety of Blingdenstone.
Jim Joe, would that be buildings? Would that be... They're like mounds, almost look like graves, but or like snails.
Like big ass rocks.
Okay.
Um,
Boulders. Is that for transportation? The pioneers ride those?
I don't think so. I think we should try to stay away from it. I don't...
So this isn't city proper, so if I shoot something at it, no one's gonna be mad?
I think they'll be mad.
Okay.
I think these are defenses.
Okay. So we're like bottom floor, and this is out in front of us?
Yeah, so you've got like big circular cavern here. Yeah, huge circular cavern. You've got like this other ring of these mounds that are just everywhere. And then you've got the city. This one would be like, so you're looking around and you see this city. But not, the entire city isn't like lit up. You don't see lights
Right.
everywhere. You only see lights towards the back end, like opposite of where you are.
Okay.
You said the mounds are like a ring around the wall of the city?
It's like, yeah, so it's like a, just
so
imagine
so
like,
it's like that?
yeah,
Okay. Cool.
but way more mountains. But yeah,
Well, sure, yeah.
You have the idea.
Okay. Cool.
Easy enough. I mean, you just go between the mounds, right?
And right now I'm gonna say like, you came off the staircase and you went straight, like you kind of just stuck to the wall
Yeah. Okay.
and you're looking out. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
So we can either go around and go to the lights, which I think is probably the best idea. I think we should probably go in where the lights are.
Is it? People will see us in light.
Yeah, I mean, we're
Yes,
not trying to sneak in.
Well, that's true. That's true. We're not trying to sneak in.
Yeah.
But we've come in a from a defensive area. This is not the main entrance to this cavern.
Jim, what are the lights in the back there? Is it like a royal place? Is it the check-in gate?
Well, our city was taken over by demons and monsters of different types when we had to leave. The lights are the only safe space that we're trying to retake the city.
So the lights.
So the lights. We should go around to the lights.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in the rest of it. We might get fucked up.
One can only hope.
Alright, so we're gonna follow the ring,
Okay.
the outside ring, until we get like to where if we just made a beeline to the lights, we could just get there.
Okay.
So we're staying on the outside of the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Okay.
More cover that way.
Yeah.
Are the mounds are tall, right? Taller than us.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they're knee to hip height.
Oh, okay.
And they're not necessarily like mounds, they're like jagged and like,
Oh,
yeah.
gotcha.
See, I was picturing what you were.
Yeah. Okay.
So just go. And then cut in.
So you get around. You've got a journey to get to the actual city.
Mm-hmm.
From there. You're just gonna gun it?
No, I'm just gonna relax. I mean, at this point, in order for it to let homie keep up with us,
Yeah.
I'm having to like Baywatch walk.
You're going slow.
Yeah.
You know, nice and leisurely. You're doing a nice little Chadwick Walker.
Not Chadwick Runner.
Not Chadwick Runner, not Chadwick Sprinter. Okay. And once you get around this spot, right, you have significantly more of these. That's like from probably 50 feet, like, 50 feet-ish away from the city, all the way, like this whole portion of that circle, it's thicker. It's almost like a minefield of these mounds. And so yeah, you have more of them now,
Crap.
but you start walking in.
Yeah, carefully.
Okay.
Avoiding the mounds.
Mm-hmm.
You're avoiding the mounds. So you go, probably got like 20 feet of safety until you're actually in the mountains. You get to the spot where they're all kind of littered throughout. And
Can I tell what they are better now?
um,
Or is it just something's buried underneath?
you tell me how close you've gotten.
12 feet.
12 feet. By the time that you get to 15 feet, the mound comes out.
Shit.
You see, it's almost like this thing was like resting with its head almost as like the only thing you could see, and it just pushes itself up.
Like the Guardians in Atlantis.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's not huge. It's bigger than you guys because you're both small, but
Is it a construct? Or
roll me a history check.
I'm gonna hide.
I rolled a 20 to see if I might know to ask that question. 5 plus 1, 6.
Tell me what your people did again. They were miners, right?
No.
No?
No,
They
we're
lived
just...
in the mountains.
That's
so.
racist.
Yeah, we lived underneath. So we fled from everything going up on top. We went in some caves, and we're like, we're the only people left. So, like, there's groups of miners. I wasn't. Me and my family wasn't. We're the chosen clan because we thought we were the only people left.
Okay.
I was a hunter.
Well, with an in-mountain background, I think you would have ran into these. You've got
Okay.
a minefield of earth elementals
Okay.
everywhere. This is the Sverfniblin main defense system. If you walk in, you've got an army of earth elementals.
Do you speak anything?
I speak things.
Do you speak Terran? Because I don't think you can.
I was thinking like
Watch me.
primordial.
Huh?
Just
Primordial.
Terran is a primordial. Yeah,
Huh.
it's a sub-dialect.
I don't even know where to find it. I think I
You probably can't speak.
I might
to
be
the Earth
able
Elementals.
to. I can speak. No, I cannot. Yeah, Sylvan and Elvish. That'll really help here.
Well,
And then
basically
common
what
and
you're
undercommon.
What you've got is this thing like coming out of the ground, half of its body still like you just see its torso and the arms, and it just stares at you both, like all of you. It's just staring.
Gonna back up. We come in peace.
It doesn't. What it does is it like grinds its like back and shit, like everything against the ground, and it makes this huge sound.
Shit, we've tripped an alarm.
That's okay.
And it stays there.
And we're just gonna stay there as well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're not trying to.
I'm just gonna be like,
Alright. So from here, you're able to see some torches light up at the like city wall. And within 2 seconds, you're just surrounded by these little gnomes.
Okay.
And as they come out, you see more of these elementals just standing up all the way.
Greetings. Hoping to commence some trade, maybe seek sanctuary for a couple nights.
rest. We're very tired.
Where's my book? Restock supplies.
Cool. This is
Share
cool.
some stories.
I like this one. So what you have before you is this little gnome, right? And as it's walking up to you, you hear this and just dink, 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 dink as it's walking up. Obviously with this like sense of like I'm the boss type of deal. And when it gets close, you see this. His eye, his arm, and so it's this eye, this arm, and this leg are all mechanical.
Oh man.
He has lost appendages.
Battle hardened.
He's intense, yeah.
Yeah.
And he comes up and he's like, "What brings you here?"
Just wanting to engage in trade. See what the rumors are around this area, around the Dark Lake. Seek shelter for a few days.
Kneel.
Alright.
I'm short.
Drop a knee.
I can't see you. He walks up. Do you have hair? Like long hair?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten a haircut since I've been out here.
Good point.
I'm like natty, like overgrown beard.
I'm
Like,
assuming
my beard was already overgrown. I could stuff things in it, and now it's like
Yeah, good point. And are you? I'm assuming Zarlo keeps himself a little more. Like he has.
Yeah.
He's probably kind of doing his best.
Yeah, I don't know if it's canon in this that elves and or halflings grow facial hair or not. Because in earlier editions of D&D, elves didn't.
That's a good point.
Anyway,
I'd say you can if you want. If you want Zarlo to be able to, then yeah.
maybe a little bit.
You're- I
Just
mean,
like
you're
it doesn't
part-
grow very long.
You're part Oryx, like
That's true.
you can grow hair.
he
if
grows
you
a
want.
little tuft.
I keep that shit short. Yeah, no, but my hair was, fairly short, but it's getting a little bit long as well.
Okay. Does it cover your ears or no?
Probably. At this
You're
point.
also very fair-skinned, correct?
Extremely.
Okay, so what he does.
I also have the mark on my forehead that looks like a little, like, elven wavy tiara.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so he he mechanically walks up to you, and he goes up to you first, Joran, and he moves your hairline around your ear. He looks at your eyes really intensely, and then he like grabs your hand and turns it over and observes your skin right here.
With my mark?
Just
Or-
your skin.
Because my mark is on my left hand.
It doesn't.
But I probably have gloves.
He's mainly observing your skin color.
Okay.
And then he goes over to you. First thing he does is pulls your hair over your ear, and you just hear his arm, and this sword comes out. But he continues the same search, pulls your arm over, and he says, "You're not an elf. Wait, you're not an elf from down here, are you?"
No, I'm not.
And you're no Durgar. But you're a dwarf?
I am dwarven ancestry, mixed bloodline.
Let me observe your compatriots. And he...
The cube is nice. Please don't think
It speaks.
He's nice. He's with us.
He like... As he turns around.
Didn't see it.
He would not have seen it.
Oh fuck!
The cube. Where is it?
Just back there.
He like...
He's still coming.
He snaps. He snaps, and a few torches light up. And you see these little gnomes like cautiously going around until they find the area that Glabagul is in by just looking at the shimmering of the torchlight. And so they stand around Glabagul, and Glabagul's going to have like a little conversation with a couple of them. He's curious. He's going to talk to them. You can't hear it at the moment.
Sure.
But he does go over to Jimjar and looks at him, and he like sizes him up real good. He's like grabs his hand real quick, flips it over, and like as he does this, it's obviously with his like his flesh hand. He grabs that arm and like twists it over like this, and you see the exact same skin tone. And he's like, he then goes under Jimjar's ear, like grabs his earlobe and pulls it over, and he sees, then you for the first time see this little scar that's back here on Jimjar. And he's like, I'd recognize you anywhere. And Jimjar's just like, well, I guess I can't wear this anymore. And he pulls the mask off. And he,
Works for all about 5 seconds.
It's worth a try.
I'm gonna keep it. I like it. And he says, how's it going? Long time no see. It's going all right. You were supposed to help with something, and then you left. Did you find out any information? Well, yeah, I found out some stuff and did some stuff, and then I found these people and been kind of going around with them doing lots of stuff. We've seen some crazy shit. Honestly, it's been a hell of a ride. And the guy, the mechanical gnome, is just like, Jim Jar, you pissed a lot of people off. You owe someone a house.
That's right.
All of the houses have been taken. We can't get into the houses. I know. I'm sorry I didn't get you the house. I meant to, but there's some scary shit in there. I kind of bet a little too high for myself, you know? And he's just like, they're just having this little banter between each other. And so from what you're seeing, you know, you're able to ascertain this is the person that Jim Jar owes a house to.
Yeah, I'm starting to get that, and that, like, it's not as simple as like, oh no, he doesn't have a house because he's broke as fuck. It's like, there's probably demons in those houses.
Yeah, like through this conversation, you do get that Jim Jar went in. He wanted to, like, everything that you know about Jim Jar is that when he says he's gonna do something, he fucking does it. He went in, and that was the only time he wasn't able to fulfill his end of the bargain. Because he was like, I can't fucking deal with this. And so, let's take a little break right now, and come back to see how that whole little banter is going to resolve itself.
Cool.
Let's do
Alright, coffee break.
10 minutes?
Coffee break.
You want 10 minutes?
5 to 10, anywhere between
Yeah.
that. 10's,
Right.
10's usually like, yeah.
Let's
we usually
say
run
10
late.
minutes.
Okay.
We can always get early.
are back. Stupid camera.
Well, welcome back. We are continuing with our session here. We just left off with the adventurers. Zarlo, Joran, Jimjar, and Glabagool have arrived at the outskirts of the Sverfniblin capital.
Is that really what it's called?
Yeah, Deep Gnomes in
Sverniblin?
Sverfniblin.
Sverfniblin.
Sverfniblin. Yep. That is the Deep Gnome language version of Deep Gnome. That's what they call themselves.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Smurfniblin.
Smurfniblin.
But hey, I mean, Blingdenstone isn't as bad as Sloobladop.
No, Blingdenstone's like pretty legit.
Yeah.
That's a good name. It's
blinging. It's like diamonds and shit.
And that is a interesting thing that you just said.
Well, I am an interesting fellow.
Yeah, so we just left off with Jimjar talking to the very mechanical Deep Gnome that has come out to greet them and almost, he's kind of like the gatekeeper. He's the almost like the head of security.
I assumed he was like the head ruler of the Smurfs.
Nope. He is definitely a more war strategist, and you can kind of tell just based off of his mannerisms and his mechanicalness. So yeah, Jimjar's having a conversation. Basically, he owes this dude a house, but all the houses have been taken, and the current portion of the city that you guys are looking at, it's a lot of like scaffoldings and rickety type spots, and there's also obviously like stalagmites that are that's kind of the whole theme of most of the cities, is that they kind of delve into the stalagmites and use that as their dwellings.
Oh, that's cool.
At least that's what you noticed in Grackle Stoop. You didn't see that in Sloopladop because that was like reeds coming out of the water, and they were more of an aquatic thing. But yeah, so from what you're seeing right now, it's a lot of like you can tell it's like they're trying to reconstruct. A lot of the buildings have been just like blasted down and crumbling, and so yeah, that's a major portion of what is going on. And so yeah, Jimjar's like just let us in so that we can kind of rest up, get our plan together. We've seen a lot of scary shit, and we just need a safe spot, and I know it's not the safest, but coming home, it's safer than everywhere else we've been, as far as I know. And I'm gonna give you the name in a second, but like I'm trying to.
Right.
I'm holding out on you.
Maybe we could get you a house.
Yeah, we could probably help with that.
If you would be willing to help. And he just looks and he reaches his hand out, and as he reaches his hand out, it's the mechanical one that flips from sword to little robotic almost hand, actual hand, and he reaches out and he's like, "Draxton, pleased to meet you." He handshakes both of you, and then he looks at Jimjar and he's like, "I feel like I owe you this," and he just smacks the shit out of Jimjar.
I'm not gonna lie, I've been wanting to do that for a while.
Yes.
And
Do another one for me.
will do. Whack! And he just brings the hand back, just backhands him, and you just see Jimjar like, "Ow!" And you see like this metallic imprint in his face. Poor Jimmy. But he looks at Jimjar and he says, Price has gone up.
Oh,
It's
fuck.
gonna be that house. And he points. And it is this, like, really thick at the bottom stalagmite that has been cut off. And it's this, like, big-ass dwelling that is there with a, like, full-on, like actual structure built around it as well.
Okay.
But obviously been, like, just demolished a bit. He says, "You clear that spot for me, and we'll call it even."
So I imagine it's currently inhabited. And you say, clear that spot.
This is the manner in which we've been retaking the city. We go through the circumference, one layer out, and we clear everything out. Everything has had inhabitants.
So you can give us an idea of what we'd be up against. You've got an idea.
Those fucking stupid things over there have been around, and he points over at Glabagul.
Aww.
There's a fucking shitload of them everywhere. We've been having to deal with them, and obviously many different demons have been around.
Okay.
And I'll do you a favor, and we'll send one of our Terrans over.
I'm sorry, what?
Our Terrans. He points over at one of the Earth Elementals that's been like...
Of course. We're just gonna keep collecting these weird NPCs.
We'll have that help you. It should be of use in case of severe pushback.
Okay, of course. Does it have a mind of its own?
We had mages. The mages don't go in. We use them to kind of work these Terrans.
Okay. I feel like I gotta like get like a low voice off with this guy.
All right. Well, let's go.
Can we rest up first?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can take a look around.
Good.
Great.
See what we've got. This was Blingdenstone.
Will be again.
Yes, it will be again. And if you help with this spot, it will allow us to expand one more layer out. It'll be very helpful to us as well. Plus, you'll be helping out your pal.
Oh, he is our pal now, isn't he?
Well, I sure hope so. I've been with you for a good time now.
I know. We've been together for months now.
I know I'm a little weird, but hey.
I'm just teasing you, Jim Jar. You're the best.
So, living this close to demons, have you noticed any changes among members of your society?
You know, kind of, yes. And at the same time, we have a hardy constitution. I feel as though we're a little more immune.
So you know what I'm talking about.
I assume you mean all of these crazy happenings going on. I heard of, you see, certain folk come through here from other civilizations that don't quite enjoy their lifestyles. And in exchange for their aid in retaking our capital, we offer them sanctuary, work, and livelihood. And so, yeah, we have heard of the Deep Father is what we heard from a certain fish folk.
We were there when Slubladot fell.
When the Deep Father rose.
Was it as big as was described to me?
Probably bigger.
I was told it filled the cavern. Was able to demolish the entirety of the cave.
Yes. That.
Precisely.
2 heads.
And it looked like some sort of creepy creature's head, right?
Yeah, like baboons, really.
Probably doesn't know what a baboon is.
Oh, shit.
Now, I haven't seen a baboon, but I have heard tell of baboons. You see, we do actually do business with the surface world.
Do you?
Yes.
Hmm.
Well,
Interesting.
I suppose we're in the right place.
You're definitely in the right place for me. You're gonna help out a little bit, that'd be great.
And as a token of goodwill, there's new risings. There is another civilization that has fallen.
Another.
Well, multiples. Right.
Another that we were there when it fell. Seeking sanctuary over there. Are you familiar with Neverlight Grove?
Neverlight Grove. No.
It's the world of the Myconids.
Okay, yeah, I know Myconids.
It's one of their civilizations.
And then when you point to your horns, he looks at you and he's like, oh, wait a sec, that's a creature. I'm just gonna say that Stool just puffs out spores and is like, you know, just sending out thoughts and like just a little too much, and you're all getting this. It's just like, it's just this flurry of like this shit happened, and he gets to see, you all get the image again of the Demogorgon. So from his perspective, though, which makes him look even more enormous, and you see that. You see, since Stool was there with you and Neverlight Grove, as you saw the whole, like, he also was affected by Moy's, like, influence, where you got to see her kind of, like, in her creepy tower. He also sees that, and he's like, stop it! Stop! Okay. Things down here are far worse than I expected. Yes. Please do come with me. And he starts.
Is he slow as fuck?
He is relatively slow.
Okay.
And also, he's not trying to. He's doing like a really leisurely walk. Like, it's like he owns the place, you know. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. And he's cool with you guys, and then he stops, and he swivels on his mechanical foot, and is like, I don't know about your cube friend here. Bad.
He's got a name.
Yeah, we know about our cube friend.
And he looks at both of you. He looks over to Glabagul.
He's very nice.
And Glabagul just has this, like, little conversation with him where he's responding, Jackson is responding out loud, and Glabagul's responding in his head. And you just hear him say, if you eat a single person, you will be destroyed. Very publicly.
He's on a strict drow-only diet.
Demons too, probably. You could probably eat some demons.
Some demons.
If you eat a demon, you can stay here. We'll keep you around as as another defense system. And I don't know if you can, but if you can communicate with the other cubes and get them the fuck out of here, that'd be great. Well, maybe not, but okay. Please do not destroy anything. And he like leads you guys up this ramp, and you guys get into. It's so like everything is being rebuilt. There's no actual like residence of any structures right now. It's a lot more like you're walking down the farmer's market in like the plaza, and like everyone has like a little tent, and you see all of these different, it's not entirely merchants. There's a place that is like actually like a smithy and a forge and everything, and they're like creating their weapons because obviously they're fighting a bunch of cubes, so they're going through weapons like crazy.
Speaking of, did our armor ever recover?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
It recovered. It recovered after your
Rest.
getting out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It just took not being hit by them anymore to like remove the effect. So yeah, if you had those marked down, mark them back up.
Okay.
Um,
I did mark down, but I already marked it back up.
Cool. Yeah. So, as you're walking, you have all these different like tents and almost like little shops where people are selling their stuff, and you have a little thing here as well. Okay. Yeah. As you're kind of wandering throughout, you see a bunch of little gnomes with pickaxes. So just like a line of them. It's like the freaking 7 dwarves just walking by, and they're all coming out of this cavern, and you see them kind of approaching from like where the elementals were, and coming out, and just all of them have these like glowing sacks of just what you would imagine are precious gems. Yeah. Hence why I said you said something interesting. Is they are very much miners of precious stones.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's one thing that you see. Otherwise, do you want to look for anything, find something?
I think we should probably try to acquire some potions, but I don't have any money.
We have stuff to sell. We have a little bit of money.
What do we have to sell?
Shoot, you didn't take down how much gold we found last time?
Oh. Yeah, no.
You did?
No. This is a long time ago.
Okay.
This is what I...
We'll figure it out later. I know we have 3 azurite gems, bronze cup, silver chokers with a spider design, 112 silver, 41 gold, 3 greenish gold bracelets, 25 GP each, 17 electrum, and then whatever we found in the well last episode.
In the Using Temple?
Yeah.
Let me...
I think
I've written it in this one.
And I have a bag of gold.
Is that how you put it?
Yeah. I'm awful at taking notes.
Apparently I am too.
It's okay.
That's what I have in here.
So within the fountain...
Or did I give Jim Jar the
Wait
money?
a minute. Maybe it's in my,
Maybe I gave Jim Jar the money.
no.
Give him the +1 dagger.
Yeah.
There's like
I wrote it on here.
50 pieces of silver or something like that.
I wrote deep known finger bones. 15. That's all that I wrote,
Okay.
adding to my
Well,
inventory.
then we don't have it. I dropped it somewhere. Or it's in my boot and I forget about it. But we have a little bit of money.
I feel like you have a few hundred gold in total, don't you? I feel like you're almost at like a... I feel like you're over 1,000, aren't
I feel
you?
like we should have been, but... I'm like, yeah, we're rich, but we have nowhere to spend it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sadly, you didn't keep track.
Yeah.
And this was the place that...
I'll go back and
Yeah.
figure it out. Maybe we'll still be here later.
Yeah. My currency is 0. Like,
And
I don't know why.
yeah. But we have a few things to sell to get us started.
Yeah, let's sell all of that.
And as they're very familiar with working with precious metals and gems, you can just give them, like, as payment.
Okay.
Cool. In some cases, they'll keep them as is because they like the design, or they'll say this was fucking drow made and I hate it and I'm gonna melt it down into something else to use.
We never used our scroll of light. We could probably trade that off too.
The what?
Scroll of light.
Oh, yeah. I wrote down that there's a mace that casts green flame blade that I don't need.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a +1. Oh, an oil of slipperiness. We have that too.
Yeah, and the greater healing potion.
I thought we used the greater healing potion.
I think we did. I think I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I think you used it on the...
Unconscious Zarla, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, well, what are we in the market for?
I mean,
I don't need a weapon.
I don't need a weapon. I think we need some potions, though.
Yeah.
Any magic items that we might, like amulets or rings or stuff like that,
Yeah.
might be helpful. I have 1 potion of healing left, and that's all the potions that I've got.
Okay, well, let's window shop first if we're going to be shopping. Is this shopping time or is this clear the house time?
Clear the house, I think, is going to be next time.
Okay.
So let's window shop a bit and go buy some things. And then I have a feeling. I mean, you guys throw me for a loop often, but I have a feeling you'll probably be here for a couple sessions.
Cool.
Because as much as I said Neverlight Grove is the safe haven place, this is a lot more.
Yeah, we
Okay.
trade with the upper world, like,
Yeah. Well, this is our ticket out.
yeah, we could just bounce.
You could just
Yeah.
bounce.
And the
You
campaign
don't
halfway
know.
through.
You don't know where you'll be. Is the oddity
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
when you come out?
I mean, as long as we're out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go shopping. I think that we should plan to sell or trade the mace for some other magic item.
Yeah.
Because this is a magic item. And I think that we could probably get, like, at least 2 amulets out of this. Because it's a magic mace. Okay.
Yeah, let's try to find a magic shop.
Magic shop.
Yeah, a place to get some magic items.
All right. I like the magic shop here.
Yay!
Is it Edgar and Allan?
It's Poe. It's just Poe.
Just Poe.
So you come around.
For both people.
You come around, and most of these places have been like I said, like tents or like 3-walled little huts almost, with just the walls kind of lined with items and or whatever it might be that they're selling. This place, you're walking up, and you see you obviously know that they're earth elementals, and they're all like kind of huddled around in a circular-ish manner, and there's just this little dude sitting, like, just chilling outside next to it, and he's got actually 2 different colored eyes. So he's got one that is just no white at all. It's all black. And then the other one is this, like, vibrant ass yellow. And
Demon!
his face is a little creepy looking, But he's sitting there, and he's like got like a little stone that he's messing with, and he's like chipping away, and he's kind of cutting it. He's basically like just he's a gem cutter on the side almost. And so yeah, he's got this really pretty like ruby, let's say, and he's just doing this thing, and he looks up at you as you're kind of like wandering. He's like, "Hello, first time here to Blingdenstone?"
Yes, we're very new.
Okay, well, looks like you're looking for something, right?
Yes. We're just looking for things that might help us out on adventures. See, we're contractors.
And do I have some stuff you might like then? And he claps his hands, and all of the Terrans stand up fully and interlock. And there's this one little hole where one of them just like moves his leg in, and the other one moves his leg opposite, and it creates this little doorway. And they are all standing like this, kind of, so that it's like this hut that he has these Terrans like. This is the hut, and like on them they have all of his items, and he's kind of like embedded them into the earth elementals. And so yeah, you guys look, and as he claps, he's standing in the only opening, and he's like, "Thanks, fellas." Well, come on in. And you go in and you see lots of stuff.
I don't know what to look for.
I don't even know what's
schooled in that stuff. You're the knowledgeable one.
I know. Okay, so how about some things that could offer us additional protection?
Okay. Let's start there.
Let's start there. What have you got in the way of offering additional protection?
Well, I've got these things here, and he pulls some vials and puts them down. It's a little low lit in here, so he kind of goes up, and he has this thing in his jacket, and he kind of puts it up in one of the earth elementals' mouths, and it just like lets out this light so that he can kind of maneuver and look around at everything. You know that deep gnomes have dark vision, but after seeing his eyes, you're not entirely sure what's going on with him. And so yeah, you see these potions that he's got, and they're all a little different in color.
Okay.
They're all kind of muddy looking, but there's like yellows and reds and greens.
How about anything in the area of like amulets and rings and things like that?
Or anything that physically or mentally augments you.
Right, cloaks, things like that.
I do have this this kind of interesting robe, and he pulls this robe over, and he's got there's these patches all over it with different colors. Different colors, different shapes on them, and some are kind of missing and whatnot. But he says, "This one's a little interesting. I tried it on, and I pulled off one of these patches, and well, some shit happened. It was a little off-putting, but yeah, I think it summons stuff that are patched onto it." That one's a pretty interesting one. Or, I've been working on this, you just saw me with it, and he holds up the little ruby, and he says, "I found this very far away, but I mined it, and there was this area that had been, I could just tell there was something different about this whole cave. It felt like the whole thing was magic, so I knew I had to take something from it. And that's what this is." And he holds it up, and he's like, "It holds magic within it.
Interesting.
And he you see him like put his other hand over it, and he like closes his eyes, and he like starts whispering, and then you see the gem like glow pretty intensely. And he's like, "Here, hold this for a second." And he hands it to you, and he says, that'll cast a spell for you.
What kind of spell?
It'll make an illusion. I put an illusory spell into it just now. Use it. Make something appear.
Do it.
Okay. So I'll
He's just looking at you like,
make what appears to be one of those like a fireball. Just
okay.
You did the wrong one.
And he just looks at it and he's just like, wow. I didn't do the wrong one.
I tried to get you there.
Yeah, and so you basically just cast a minor illusion out of it, and so he says, yeah, that one I knew it was something special.
That's pretty fun.
I also on the way back I actually found this thing, and he holds up like it's almost like those. How do I explain it? There's like little paints that you can buy that are like attached. There's like they're like little tubes.
Yeah.
And it's white and it has like different colored paints. It's like that, except instead of like 5 or 6 or whatever the number would be, it has 3. And he says, I found this on a drow's body, and I knew that it might be a little interesting, so I brought it back. Don't tell anyone it's drow. Or don't tell anyone it's drow made around here. But yeah, I think it's something special.
This sounds vaguely familiar.
Vaguely familiar?
Yeah. Have we haven't like interacted with somebody who had something like this, like a drow, have we?
No, I think we had something similar in Justin's campaign.
Okay. Huh.
He opens it, and he's like, he like puts it to his nose and he sniffs it, and he's like, "Bleh, smell that." And he like puts it over near both of your noses.
I'll take a whiff.
What's it do?
I believe this is poison. And he closes it. And then he opens the next one, and you see this just like dry ice fog start to come out of it. And he's like, "Ooh, ice cold." And he opens the other one, and he's like, I can't smell it. I've tasted a little bit of it. It doesn't taste like any. I don't know what this one does. But these two, I think, are meant to tip something. Like you can use it on your blade or
Or
weapon.
an arrow.
Or some arrows. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, what do you think?
Those are the most interesting pieces.
Those are the things that I've found recently. We have a lot of people leaving, and they tend to.
I think both of those sound really good.
Which one's the gem?
The gem and the
Paint
Yeah.
thingy.
paint thing.
I mean, that cloak of many things sounds really good too.
Yeah.
But so what I would like to do for the, if we got that gem, is I could put, a higher level healing spell in it and give it to you.
Yeah.
So that you can activate it if needed.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think we should
Pretty
definitely get that.
And that is exactly what you're thinking. It's a gem of spell storing.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
I
I assume
it-
that might be.
is at a caveat. I have nerfed and buffed this one.
Okay.
This is half your level of spell.
Okay.
worth.
So third.
Yeah, after level 10, it then adds your proficiency, your half of your proficiency.
Okay.
So it's worse now, and after 10th level, so at 11th and on, it's better than an actual spell storing gem.
Okay.
So it's just a little bit of a homebrewed item, but still the same thing, pretty much. It's just you get up to 3 levels worth of spells for now, and then in the future, it's a little strong.
Okay.
But I think it's warranted because you're gonna need it.
So, I mean, I could also trade the Dawnbringer. I feel kind of bad about it, but
Well, but that has divine powers against demons. Might be okay.
Really?
Yeah, that's the type of damage it does.
yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't mind taking that off your hands and dual wielding.
yeah, you could totally do that.
Okay. Does it count as a light weapon? I mean, light weapon.
Sorry, I knocked it.
Like, does it have finesse and everything? Like,
I think
basically,
it's
can I wield
I think it's
it
a
with
longsword, and I
my
can't really
F-stop?
use it.
Oh, I can't use long swords.
Yeah, I can't use long swords.
I mean, I can.
No,
I
I
just
mean-
don't get my proficiency.
Yeah, I'm not very effective. I mean, I can, but it's not very effective for me. Any sort of melee weapon isn't very effective for me. I can do it, but I think it's a strength base, and I get +1. Like,
Yeah, it's a long sword.
yeah.
I think long swords are two-handed.
They're one or two-handed. They're versatile,
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
but they're not light.
Inventory.
But is your S-stock light?
Features. Yeah.
You could offhand that, but I mean, I think that's better than the Dawnbringer.
Oh, wait, it's not. I don't think it's light. No, I
Finesse.
think of it. It does have finesse, yeah. So that's why I can use my dexterity for it. And I gain proficiency in one weapon type of my choice as part of the class feature, and so I get that.
Yeah.
So I might just stick with my Shadow Blade then.
I can't effectively use the Dawn.
Let's sell
It's
it.
probably better to shoot something point blank for me than to
Wow.
bring up the Dawnbringer. Yeah.
Okay, so weapons: crossbow, light, dagger, dart, quarterstaff, rapier, sling. No.
It's a +4 to attack as opposed to a +10. So it's like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So why don't we get rid of that? Let's get rid of this mace also because this mace is not better than my sword, than my rapier. So, what? So I'll pull out the mace and then show it and say this is a magic mace. It creates green flames when you hit things with it. It's very cool. What could we get for this? Out of those 3 items that you showed.
You could get these other 3 items with it, and he holds up the potions. He says, I'll give you these 2 as well. He holds out 5 potions.
So we couldn't get any of those things with this.
Let me see it. And he takes it from you, and he grabs this little hammer and he smacks on it a little bit in different spots. He hits the spikes on it, and he's like, it would get you part of the way towards these as well, I think.
How about if we?
This here is my most valuable item, and he holds up the robe or the cloak.
Okay, we can pass on that. We'll focus on the other 2.
The other 2.
I have
Huh?
my second most valuable item that I'd be willing to trade if it got combined with that, at least most of the way, if not all the way there. This is a sentient weapon with divine powers.
Hold on a second. And he just takes off. He runs out.
The only thing that I'm worried about is not being able to cast Lesser Restoration anymore. But
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see.
He runs out, and he comes back with, he looks like a cleric. He's, like, got his tiny little armor. He's got his little armor, and he's got a pretty nice shield, and he comes in, and he's got this big old amulet that just swings as he walks. And he, like, they look at each other, and the shopkeeper's just like, "What do you, would you use this? He said it has divine powers. You should take a look, and I know that you kind of specialize in that." And he picks it up, and he, like, messes with the handle, because it's just a handle right now. There's no blade. And after a few seconds, he, like, stares at the handle. He's, like, holding it like this. And he's probably holding it more like this, looking at it. And then he says to the sword, "Okay, that sounds agreeable." And the sword just bursts out into light, and it's just glorious. And it talks to you, Doran, and it says, "I believe I would like to stay with them. Would you relinquish me?"
If that is what you would like, I think it's good on both fronts. I think that they might be able to help you achieve your goals a little bit better than I can.
"I believe so. Okay. Farewell." And the connection is just cut. And
I feel bad.
the cleric just is like, looks at the other gnome. He's like, "Thank you. This is going to be very helpful in the coming days." And he's like, "Yeah, of course. I figured the defense of the city it's worth this. So, yeah, take that and let me just update me on how that works." And cleric leaves, and he says, "Take these."
Sweet.
Great. Thank you.
I don't know if I can let this go. It's
No, by all
That's
means.
fine.
The only other things we might be in the market for, looking at your stock, is potions. So
and you do have 5 healing potions.
Oh,
Regular
cool.
healing
I do?
potions.
Now we do.
That's what he just gave you.
Oh,
Yeah, they're all different. Like,
I thought he was giving us the 2 items.
And the potions.
Yeah.
Oh, and the potions?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
yeah. So you have 5 normal healing potions and
And the 2 items?
I'll
The
take
2
3 and I'll
items.
take 2.
Let's do me 2, you 3, because you're...
Well, I already have 1.
Okay,
So
yeah,
then
sure.
we'll each have 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he says, there's some other things that I might be running into pretty soon here, that I would be probably willing to part with just for some assistance.
Okay.
But if you stick around, then I'll find you, okay? And then we can kind of work some stuff out.
We'll be here at least a few days.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoy those. And let me know what that third one does if you end up using it. I've been wondering. It doesn't taste like, smell like anything. It looks just gross, but
We'll find out within a matter of the hour.
okay. Great.
When next time I see you, we'll let you know.
Do you know where you can stay? Have they told you anything about that?
No, they haven't.
No, I assumed we just slept on the street because there's no houses.
Yeah, you do. But you wanna? He just like gives you some random ass directions, and there's just like a spot where everyone's just kind of chilling out. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you have the spell storing gem,
Cool.
and
The
the thing that I'm giving you,
set
let's
of
just
liquid.
call it the what?
Set of liquid.
Sure, set of liquid. That one's a little interesting. without when you're testing it, you can just test it. You can tip your arrow and see what happens. But in other circumstances, you're basically going to roll to attack, and then you're going to roll a sleight of hand check
Okay.
to see if you can do it all super quick. So you're basically going to be like pulling out an arrow, dipping, and drawing
Okay.
all at the same time. If you succeed on a 13 sleight of hand check, then you're successfully able to do the whole thing. If not, then you basically so you're gonna basically try and just do it super quick. If you miss the sleight of hand check, then you just missed putting the arrow in. Yeah.
Okay.
And then you still get to draw and everything and do the attack. But I was just trying to kind of give you a little more utility. I know you have utility in different types of shots that you can make, but just as like an added flavor.
Okay. Cool. And he'll tell me what the red one does when we get to sit down.
Yeah, so you get a poison one, which is going to just deal a little bit of extra damage. The ice one is going to be another movement speed reduction type of
Okay.
deal. And yeah, I will tell you about the other one at a later time when I've had time to actually give it some fair thought.
Okay.
Um,
Is this the type of poison that does extra damage or gives disadvantage?
you have a shot that gives disadvantage, right?
I do, yeah.
It's like Zephyr. Is it Zephyr?
Disable.
Disabling shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this one is going to be extra damage,
Okay.
and we'll call it a D6.
Okay.
And then so yours you already kind of heard, but the gem for right now it's going to be 3 levels worth of spells, and as you level up, it'll be up to 5, and then once you've hit level 11, then we'll add your proficiency bonus.
Cool.
And that's only because it's just you two. And I think by the time that we're at those levels, you're gonna really need just the ability to pump out more
Jim
damage.
Jar.
And Jim Jar's now an actual character that is going to be utilized. But you had what 6 or 7 companions at the start.
Yeah.
I killed them all off.
Yeah.
I killed them all. So this is my way of kind of buffing you guys in order to make you able to actually do this on your own.
Gotcha.
Cool.
I think my next item is to get rid of all our useless shit that's just been rattling around in my backpack.
Yeah, let's do it. I don't have anything else.
Yeah. Arm the people. I'm like, hey, here you guys need weapons.
You do also, as you're walking, make me a perception check.
That's 10.
10. You find an actual bar. Yep, you guys find an actual bar. That isn't, Grackle Stew's bar is kind of fucked up. You didn't even get to go inside because he didn't let you. But yeah, you guys are able to see that, and then that's just kind of surrounding the. That's just within this little courtyard almost area that everyone just kind of huddles up. This is where they can be safe, and there's a line of mages and elementals that are there. Is this is the whole populace.
Okay.
This is where everyone will sleep, and as there's people out defending and just on watch, or so that's where you get to. What are you looking for doing?
You know what? I'm not even gonna bother selling the short swords. I think it will be 10, 15 gold that we get. So I'm just going to be Everyone's allowed to have a weapon, right?
Everyone has weapons.
Alright, be like, if anyone needs a replacement weapon to defend yourselves, I have a few extra.
You see, like a little gnome come out, and he like runs out from and he has this just big old display of weapons on a rack. And he comes out and he's like, "That would be so helpful. We are running through these like flies. What do you want for him?"
Really, nothing's fine. Like, it's just a few old short swords. You might even need to
I've got
sharpen.
another short sword here.
Here.
How many are you handing?
5.
You don't
Here, let me
mind.
grab
Some
two.
arrows would be nice, actually.
Yeah, get some
Arrows. Oh, yeah. Can you hold these? And he hands 2 of them back to you, and he's like, "Follow me." And he like waddles on over to this little spot. And it's this other gnome, and he's got he's got a bunch of jerkwood that he's got, like logs of it basically, and he's got all these little arrowheads, and he's kind of like the arrow guy, and he's like the original dude is like, "Hey, they're gonna give us 5 short swords. Would you be willing to part with some arrows, and payment for them?" And they're all kind of like, "Yeah, let's do this!" Like, hell yeah! And he like hands over, let's say 30 arrows.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Will that do?
Yeah, that's perfect.
These will help so much. I can make more arrows anytime. Those aren't as difficult for us to come up with as any sort of swords. It's been difficult. Thank you.
You're welcome. Like I said, just might need a little bit of sharpening. They're spoils of war, if you will.
Yeah. No worries. We've got that ability here. And you just see him go straight to a grinding stone and start sharpening all of these, and then just putting them up.
I feel like I'm doing good here.
Yeah.
Okay. Just arming everyone.
And so as you like travel back to where you just were,
I have 100 arrows now. Yes.
What?
Jimjar kind of pulls you off the path and goes off. There's this humongous jerkwood that is just kind of nestled between some of the shops, and he kind of starts digging down underneath it. And from there, he pulls out a few things. He pulls out some actual gnome-sized leather armor. He basically left all of his shit here. And so you see him just like getting all of his stuff and putting it all on. And he looks way more comfortable in his own skin. Like, and you see his like, he like flips his 2 daggers and puts them in his belt, and he's just like, "I missed this."
Looking good.
Thank you. I didn't like not having anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that you do, though, it should be a lot easier to make our way through.
Yeah, I think maybe when we get up, we can go get Draxton a house cleared out.
Yeah.
This is gonna be good.
Yeah, pay off all your debts. You'll be a free man again.
Yeah, I can come home. I don't know how much I want to... I kind of like you guys. I just stick with you.
You've grown on us.
Good. Good.
Like some athlete's foot.
Again, at least he's not weird like that Bupido fella.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't eat you.
I appreciate that.
You would last me a while, though.
You'd go bad before you could finish them.
Probably. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But anyway, I think we should just go over here. We can take a little rest, and
I'm in agreement with that.
Yeah.
tomorrow morning, I'm making waffles.
Oh my god.
Tomorrow morning, let's go over there, clear out that place, Hopefully, it's not too bad. They made it seem like it's been kind of bad. I don't know what's going on around here, but you know, maybe our new friend Glabgul will be able to help us.
We've handled a lot of really bad stuff. I'm confident we'll be fine.
We have. Okay. Well, just find a spot on the ground, I guess. And he just goes, lays down, and is just like chilling there.
Is there no like inn we can stay at?
Nope.
Okay.
They just chill out.
All right.
I will
There are
take
like
first watch.
what they've done though is like dig out mounds where you can like rest, and since there have been anywhere from Kuatoans to some Duergar, some obviously a fuckload of gnomes, they're like comfy little hollows that they've dug out. Pretty much.
Cool. Well, I'm going to spend 11 minutes casting Tiny Hut around us.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
We've got a tiny hut around us.
Sweet.
So nobody can come in.
Okay. Yeah, you guys just
Except
have
for
this.
us. We can go.
You
The
have this little hut.
atmosphere is completely comfortable.
Okay, sick. Yeah, so you're
And 3 people, 3 smaller people. I think we have plenty of room.
Oh yeah, it's a 10-foot radius,
Oh yeah.
so 20 feet diameter. Plenty of room for.
okay.
for
Do you have
us.
Glabagul in there or not?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't let him accidentally. Don't let a little gnome accidentally walk right into him.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's perfect. You are hanging out. You got a spot to rest, and we'll call it there. Next time we'll be
Cool.
continuing with the clearing out of Jimjar's debts.
Sweet.
Bet debt.
I bet that.
Bad dad.
I bet that.
Bad dad. All right. Bye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye. Thanks for joining.